What's going on, everybody? I know it's been a long time since I've posted anything. I've been pretty slack on that. I'll admit that. And not the most motivation in my mind. So, wintertime, had a lot of time here just sitting around, contemplating, thinking about things, thinking about what's going on with the Earthship, as well as Oasis Organics and a lot of other stuff. I definitely didn't really consider the people that actually were subscribed and were kind of keeping tune with the Oasis update and all the stuff going on with the Earthship and whatnot. I guess I kind of felt that there was just kind of a standstill in things and the lack of motivation in my mind, seeing how things were, and a lot of other mental things, I guess, too. Just life stuff, you know how that goes. But I mean, I'm no different than anyone in town. Different problems. So, anyway, not too much to update, I guess. I mean, all that's been going on this winter has been mainly chopping wood and keeping warm. A little bit of building and rearranging and stuff that kind of happened before the snow and the winter settled in, especially with Oasis Organics and doing just a bunch of stuff with that was a little bit where my time was preoccupied too as well. So I really apologize to everyone that was asking for an update. David, I know you were bugging me about that. I know there was actually a couple other people that commented on my channel about updates and where I was. So I definitely apologize. I just wrong state of mind and timing, I guess. So I'm just in a different mental motivation, and I think I am gonna definitely try and keep updated more on the Earthship, the Earthships that are going on now. I'll get to that in a second, but just a lot of stuff's going on. So I got a lot on my mind. I'm still figuring out a little bit where the direction I'm going as well. And so I've just been lots of thinking, lots of sitting. But I definitely am getting back into the videos. Getting off track a little bit, though, too. I'm getting back to the videos here. I want to keep updated on things, where things are going, because obviously, even with the small amount of people that I have subscribed, I mean, any little bit that can help other people, that I feel really good about that, to be honest. So, I feel good about anybody taking a look at what's going on up here and a little bit into my life, and I guess, and just what the things you go through up here off grid and building at the same time and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, my absence was just not ready to be recorded, I guess, per se. Not ready for those kinds of emotional recordings and such. So I'll get back to in here. So we're in the greenhouse, obviously. I mean, nothing really special. I got things set up. I guess one of the bigger things is electrical. As crazy as the cords are over here a little bit, I've upgraded a lot. We're at 12 batteries now. And we have 16 solar panels total. So a huge upgrade. We've got a lot of power. Yeah, that charge controller... Oh, shoot. The glass is in the way here. That charge controller, yeah, we're full. So all those panels, I mean, that little bit of sun, I can get a whole bunch more batteries. I could probably double the, 24 batteries, and it would still, all those panels would still charge them all through the day. A little bit, it sucks a little bit still through just those cloudy days we do need the battery power for the cloudy days, is what I'm getting at, for running the lights that I have set up here. But that'll be in plans, what's going on up top. So sorry if I'm talking super loud in the microphone. I'm a little pumped up here. We're getting back into videos. So yeah, I've been running the lights here through the winter time, and I guess it was more so just an experiment on things. This is more so just for Oasis Organics, so I don't want to get too much into it. But this is definitely, I mean, this is something that people can do in their houses or in their own Earthships, or have ideas for their own off-grid deal or whatnot. But it was just more so I was experimenting with taking clones from last year, and they went into flower, and seeing kind of how they would do through the winter, and then re-vegging maybe, perhaps, which I think it just got a little too cold in here, especially because insulation got ripped down. If you can kind of see, too much moisture going on. There needed to be a reestablishment, a reestablished plan of the roof. I definitely kind of put it up in a hurry, I guess, just plain to say. So I wanted to redo the roof with this rigid insulation, because there's this place that's over in Belgrade, not too far away, but here's a piece right here. I've been doing my throwing knives here, but these rigid insulation pieces, this is a 4 or 5 inches thick, super rigid, 2 pieces of plywood on it. So they have a dumpster and a dump truck that they fill with all these scrap pieces like this. It's a perfectly square piece. I mean, to me, it's just like, why did they throw that away? They could have used that for something. But, I mean, obviously, they must be building a certain way. They can't have too many puzzle piece together insulation pieces or whatever. But their loss, my gain. So it's rigid insulation. But I actually wanted to redo that up top on the roof. So all that old plywood and stuff, I think I was just going to end up just popping all that off, because I didn't screw that in. I hammered in all of those plywood pieces with a nail. Getting ahead with my words here. I hammered all of those in, so I should easily be able to just unscrew all of the roof, the tin roof paneling that I have up top, and then just easily just take the hammer to the bottom, underneath here, and just pop those out. So that was my plan, was just to replace all of that with all of this. All this good, nice, rigid insulation. And then that's super good. That's rigid insulation, like I keep saying. But it'll create the same kind of gap right here too, where we'll be able to play a little bit more with like framing and dividing of things, and kind of making the shower more complete. Maybe doing a little bit more against the glass or something like that. So there's just a lot of things that can be done, and that was a little bit of just what was going on with the delay in the videos. Just the stands. It's wintertime, so there's not a whole lot I can do. Right? We got all that snow. All the snow decided to come a little bit later. I know the Midwest was getting hammered. This is kind of what's left of what we've been getting, I guess. But staying warm in here. What is it? It's single digits, or no, it's double digits outside. It was like 20 degrees outside, but it's I've had the fire on a little bit today, but what is it? Oh, you can't even see. It's too dark with that. It's 70 degrees in here. That's what the thermostat says, and it's 65 inside of the Earthship. Deviating from the insulation talk, one of my bright ideas, I guess we could say it that, I just took some aluminum ducking, and I kind of just wrapped it around the barrel to the rocket stove, and you can see, I have the stove fan right there, so that helps push a little bit of heat. But then I have that exhaust, and I kind of run through. I know some people might have some thoughts on this whole setup. That's fine. I'm doing it my way. Um, but this, I have that fan at the end, and then pretty much whatever, all the heat that, gets transferred to that aluminum piping, it gets sucked through, and then it kind of blows a little bit more hot air inside of the Earthship. So that's a little bit how we've been keeping warm inside the Earthship all winter here, and it just helps push a little bit more heat in, because there already is going on just from the stove. The fan's helping push a little bit of that heat, and then just the dynamics of the house, all the heat just rises inside of the Earthship anyway. So all of this is just kind of an extra push, so to speak, of hot air. So yeah, I did a lot of wood chopping. So I got all my stacks of wood. I did that, before a bunch more snow came and it got cold. Still got plenty of water. So yeah, just bear with me. I'm just jumping through stuff. That's all I'm gonna do, because we're jumping back into videos. Just bear with me. I'm jumping into stuff here. We got the cistern full though. The cistern still is full of water. It's slowly been dripping from whatever ice melt and when the sun hits the roof and stuff all winter. But it's a little hard to see, but there's over 1,000 gallons of water. I'm not running out of water anytime soon. So I kind of put I got some 2x4s up a little bit for a little bit more privacy, I guess. More so just it's starting to make it more divided in here, more like a house kind of in a sense than just some big open greenhouse with glass, I guess. But yeah, the bucket area, toilet paper, plenty of toilet paper, incredible view. So that's what I get to look forward to there. One of the cool things, I guess, is this tomato plant went pretty crazy before it got super cold, but it started producing tomatoes. And I got that's a red tomato. I got a bunch of red tomatoes on this thing. This thing's been growing the tomatoes all winter, and all the tomatoes have just been ripening and stuff. The plant's dying off a little bit, and you can see some of these tomatoes didn't like fully bug out. But there's a whole bunch of these red tomatoes. So the tomato plant grew through the winter, and pretty much I was watering this thing, and I lifted up the pot. The roots go all through the pebbles and the sand that's in this. So every time I shower, even if you don't water the pot directly, the roots are still in this thing. So I'm watering it anyway when I take a shower and whatnot. That's a little bit different than the last couple of years now. I finally have a little pump and just kind of rigged up a little piping system thing here. And shower head. So I have that nice little pump thing. I get the fire going, make sure I'm nice and toasty when I'm out of the shower. But I get my bucket, and I fill up that tank with water, and I'll fill up that little pot too, just because that'll heat up super quick, and then you just kind of mix it, and it makes just the perfect shower water, I guess, because then I'll just mix some of this other water, which is cold water, so it's just a mix of all the different waters to make a perfect temperature water, which fills up the bucket, and then I just put that into the bucket, and we lift that up, and I hang it up. Not exact. It doesn't. When it's full of water, it doesn't lean so much like that. But you get the gist. There's the shower now. I gotta plug it in, but I'm gonna figure that out up top. I'm gonna figure out something different for the shower. So let me get into a little bit what's going on, I guess, too. And why I'm going to definitely be on top of more videos is actually there's another Earthship that I started up top. with a little bit different design to it. It's going to be a little bit more like the global model Earthships that you kind of see in Taos, New Mexico, and stuff like that. So it's going to be a little bit more that style. I ended up just like having my friends and Luke and Nika and stuff. We dug out this area, probably like a 3-foot kind of pit, rectangle pit, but I shoved this camper into it. But I'm going to pretty much build around the camper and kind of like customize the camper since it's already got kind of like a wood frame. I'm going to probably double up the insulation almost a little bit. This thing's going to be a hell of a lot warmer, I think, than this one. That's one thing, you know, that's that's nice about this Earthship is that there was, you know, as simple as it is and whatnot, there's a lot of stuff learned, you know, from this. You know, this was the first go around of Earthship building. Never done this before, you know. So the fact that things got this far, you know, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of Nika for helping, and you know, Luke and everyone for that's helped, you know, along the way and stuff. So, but there was definitely a lot of things learned from this Earthship that I'm just going to take to the other Earthship up top. You know, it's going to be a different glass design. I'm going to probably tilt the glass a little bit. But the glass and the Earthship itself, it'll just be more aligned up like with the sun and whatnot, going into a little bit later spring and like early fall and stuff. So we're still getting like the solar gain in it and stuff like that, and it's heating more area of the house than just the greenhouse area. Excuse me, because that's a little bit what's going on with this area is that all the heat is pretty much just being compiled in this area, you know, from the solar gain, and then it just gets sucked up into the Earthship. So it's not like the air in the Earthship is getting heated directly, like it's just the transfer of the heat and the cool air kind of circling in the Earthship. Yeah, because with my vape, I was blowing my vape, and you can watch how the air kind of goes up and then back around, and then it flows down at the bottom with the cool air, and then flows out towards the glass and whatnot. It's pretty cool to watch it, to watch just how the air moves around inside of the Earthship. Sorry, I don't have the light on in here. I moved the other light out by the fireplace so I could see when I'm getting wood and stuff when it gets dark. So I don't have the light down in here. But not too much going on inside of the Earthship. It's kind of the same old. I got a lot more of the insulation filled. There's still that little gap of insulation, but no big deal. We've been keeping warm in the Earthship. I'll definitely say compared to last year, even there is definitely a bigger difference in temperature. I know it's been a little bit warmer of a winter, but the Earthship hasn't gone below 45, and the only reason it gets to 45 is when either I'm gone for a couple days, or when I have to go to work for multiple days in a row, you know, in town, and I can't, like, you know, have a fire going. So that's pretty much the only reason. But I mean, it hasn't dipped down. I mean, 45 is cold. I know people are going to say 45 is cold. 45 is pretty warm if you're walking outside and it's negative 12. I'll tell you that. I mean, that's a positive note to think of it. But honestly, it's funny because, yeah, when you know, just the hike, I'm grateful for the hike because, yeah, it's cold when you got to hike and you don't really want to and whatnot, you know, but hiking from the bottom of the hill when I come home from work and hiking up here, I'm already hot when I come up here. I need to, like, take off all my layers when I get inside of the Earthship, even if it's, 50 degrees in here. It feels super warm. It feels like the fire is going, and I got to strip off layers. So, and then I get the fire going and whatnot. So, I mean, and it takes only it takes like 2 minutes to run down the hill to the truck. Um, I even had, when David came out with Annika, he even timed me. It took me 7 minutes to run down the hill and then come back up. So, and I even think I had a couple drinks in me too. So 7 minutes. That's what I'll say. um, so that's a little bit what's going on. Not too much inside of the Earthship, just a little bit of stuff here and there. I mean, I rearranged the I don't have the light, but I rearranged the bottom. It's hard to see. I got my pillow, or it's like a futon. That big old futon pillow. I just got that stuff down there, and then I got my TV kind of angle. It's just like a little chill area. I got the old PS3 down there, so you can game and watch movies and stuff like that. So, but other than that, I've just been keeping warm and kind of hanging out, drawing up plans, and figuring out what my next plan of action is. Once all this snow is gone and it's warmed up a little bit. But I mean, you can see it. We've got plants growing. The plants have been growing all winter. I'll tell you that. This is just like some wheat. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's just like wheat. And there's some more wheat. I'm not sure if the aloe's gonna make it. I mean, it's got some dead leaves, but it had dead leaves last year, and it just started sprouting a whole bunch of them. So I'm really hoping it didn't die, because it made a couple babies in there too, which is really cool. The grapevine just shed all of its leaves, so hopefully it did its little wintering thing, and then it's just gonna sprout a whole bunch. Hopefully it'll just come back to life once it starts being more consistently warm, like during the night and the day kind of thing. Because I think it's just the nights that got everything. Is, when you got to go to sleep, the fire goes out. It gets a little cold in here. Sadly, the glass, because of the moisture, the glass, all the condensation builds up on the glass, and then nighttime it pretty much makes a really cool snowflake effect. Because all the condensation is freezing on the glass and whatnot. It's really cool, but it's you can't see out the glass. So, but plants growing. There was a strawberry plant that was growing, and it had some strawberries. I didn't really pick them. I was kind of letting them grow. I'll feed them to the worms maybe. But the strawberry plant's been growing. Didn't really plant too much else. There was the kale's growing over here. I'm not sure if it's gonna grow back. When it dipped like negative, but I think when it dipped like -12 or something in here the couple of days ago, kind of things didn't really agree with the temperature change. I think the kale got kind of hurt the most about it, because everything else, like all the clover, everything else kind of sprung back. Everything got super droopy, but all of it sprung back. So, there's the other thing I just been kind of dinking with. I bought a bunch of red wigglers so I could start breeding before kind of the season started. So just a little head start, I guess, on getting the worm population up. So I bought a bunch of worms. It's hard to see. Probably not going to be able to see the worms. Oh, maybe you can. Yeah, there's enough light, maybe. Hold on, let me see. Oh, yeah, there's some wigglers right there. Yeah, there you go. Yep, so I just been worm breeding, worm farming. So there's some old broccoli. It got a little moldy, so I'll just feed them some broccoli. Anyone ever think about, food compost? You don't got to throw it in the garbage. Buy some freaking worms, some red wiggler worms. Anyone ever think about that? That's what I kind of think. How cool is that? Instead of throwing stuff like that in the garbage, look, you could either compost that or feed it to some worms, and the worms will break that down into some worm poop. And then you freaking feed it to you feed the worm poop to the plants. Look, double whammy with that. I don't know why we got to think about throwing things in the garbage all the time. It is something that's taught to us, but People got to break habits. So, enough of my 2 cents. Yeah, I'm gonna make another video really soon. When it's another nice day. It was a little bit warmer today. I was kind of just dinking around thinking about stuff. This was one of the things I did want to do and kind of get on. So among other things I was thinking about. But I'm going to do another video soon. We'll get up top. I'll show you a little bit what's going on up there, because I might do some shoveling, because I got to do some measurements and stuff, because I might end up just start buying some wood so I can start working on the inside of that camper. So I'll get into that in the next video on what's going on with that. So everyone that has stayed that is subscribed, I appreciate it. Everyone that's been requesting updates, I apologize again. We're gonna bring you the updates that you deserve here, because I want to keep on top of this again. So does Kitty Le Pew. She likes it. But yeah, I definitely want to do this for everyone that is watching this, or that just stumbles upon this kind of stuff. So until the next video, I'm gonna keep you guys updated for sure. But there will be another video here soon. Updating is a little bit slower for me, I'll say, just because I'm not in town. I'll see how it is uploading this up here, but I'll probably end up uploading this in town when I go to work. So that's a little bit on the delay on my videos. That's a little bit of the take back, I guess, on my videos. So to keep a long video long, this is Brandon. We've just updated on the Earthship, and we're outside in nature.